We'll start with Tyler Donahue.
Good afternoon, Mitchell. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. You got into the end zone last week. You were heavily involved in week one. What is the first couple of weeks of your Penn State career kind of validated in making your decision to join this team?
I think it just validated, I made the right decision, of course, but, I never really had any doubts, even when I first got here on campus, the coaching staff, the team, they really, welcomed me with open arms, and, it's been a good process since I've been here.
Mark Brennan.
Hey, Mitchell, thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, we've heard a lot about Drew Aller's arm strength and the different throws and stuff he can make. Can you tell us, as a receiver, kind of what makes him special in that regard in terms of the strength and the different throws he can make? Thank you.
Yeah, Drew, he's very talented. He can make a lot of throws on the field, as you guys seen. But I think what separates him is his work ethic, and his hunger, and I feel like that right there, alone will take him afar. So.
Joe Smeltzer.
Hi, Mitch. So not a lot of teams get to go into two hostile environments in the first 3 weeks of the season, but that's exactly what you guys are going to be doing. And how much do you think that week one experience at Purdue, playing in the blackout prime time, a game a lot of people were watching, is going to help Saturday when you have a similar type of deal going into Auburn?
I think it's gonna help a lot, just getting that experience week one, going into, in a hostile environment where it's like, everybody seems like everybody's against you. But at the end of the day, we just have to execute, and do what we do. And I think that's gonna help us. I feel like, if we overthink things and, realize that we're going to another hostile environment like Auburn, things can get kind of crazy. So at the end of the day, it's a 1-0 mentality here, and we just focus on getting better each and every day. So,
Daniel Gallen.
Hey, Mitch, can you take us through your touchdown catch from Sean on Saturday? It looked like there's a really tight window that he was able to fit it in through. What did you kind of see on that play, and what can you say about that throw by Sean?
Oh, for sure. So, Sean ended up checking her out, and it looked good. So, we ended up running with it. So, I ran my route, ran my slant. And, as I'm running my slant, I see that safety coming closer and closer and closer. And, Sean, he made an amazing throw for sure. So, I give him all the credit on that one.
New Bias Wellborn.
Hey, man, thanks for the time, brother. Hope you're doing well.
Oh, thank you. Hope you're doing well, bro.
Man, I appreciate that, man. You played some ball in the South, obviously, Western Kentucky, man. What have you talked to the guys about what it's like just playing football down south, particularly with the heat and humidity, and how have you guys been preparing for that part of it?
I feel like it's something to start with the coaches. For the most part, I haven't really said much about it. At the end of the day, it's just hydrating. I feel like Coach Franklin preaches that a lot. And, we've been really big on hydration, just since the start of the season. So, honestly, I think if we, handle our hydration and, do what we're supposed to do on and off the field, the humidity and all that stuff shouldn't be a problem.
Donnie Collins.
Hey, Mitch. Sean said you've done a good job coming in, being the veteran guy, even though you're new, being the veteran guy coming in and teaching some of the younger receivers what you know through your experience. How much do you enjoy that kind of a teaching role, even being the new guy?
I feel like I really enjoy it because, coming into college as a younger guy, it was like, you always look to those leaders, to help you learn the way and how to be a great athlete, student, even professional. So, at the end of the day, it's something that I feel like is right for me to do. I feel like, passing the torch, not to just one person, but, to everybody that's willing to listen. You know, I mean, it's the most important thing. You know, helping the people coming behind me. So.
Audrey Snyder.
Sorry, you got me? Awesome.
Yep.
Hey, Mitch, thanks for your time. What stands out about Auburn's defense so far when you're looking at them?
I mean, I feel like overall, you know, they don't seem to have any, you know, real weaknesses or anything like that. I mean, at the end of the day, I think they're a solid defense. And, you know, I mean, just like, you know, we're a solid offense. I mean, I feel like more than solid, but, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we just got to go execute. And I mean, it's nothing I haven't seen before, really. And, you know, at the end of the day, we're not going to make this too big.
Andrew Destin.
Mitch, how would you say Trey Wallace has developed since you first joined the team back earlier this year? And what stood out to you about his performance against Ohio?
Oh, man. I mean, I feel like Trey, at the end of the day, from when I got here in the spring, you know, definitely has improved a lot. You know, he was always a baller, but I feel like he's always asking little questions. You know, he wants to get better each and every day. And, you know, I feel like with that attitude, you know, the sky's the limit for him. And, you know, as far as, you know, the game in Ohio, you know, he just took advantage of the opportunities he got. And, you know, I think more opportunities are going to come his way.
Sam Cohn.
Hey, Mitch, appreciate you doing this. Sean had mentioned that you coming from an air raid offense at Western Kentucky helped a lot. I'm curious if there's anything that you feel like you can point to specifically from Western Kentucky's offense that has kind of helped ease that transition or helped in your transition to Penn State.
I wasn't necessarily as me playing an air raid offense. It was just you know, with this being my fifth season, you know, just letting the game come to me. At the end of the day, I knew when I first got here, the biggest part was just learning the offense. You know, everybody sees last year, but you know, this would be my fifth offense in, you know, the 5 seasons I've been in college. So, I mean, I've had to learn a new offense every single year. And, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, you know, just letting the game come to me and not trying to force anything and not trying to be too tight or too tense. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to be loose and, you know, just go play the game that I know how to.
Alvaro Torres. We're not getting any audio from you. We'll go on to John Sauber.
Hey, Mitch, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, thanks. James has mentioned that you're a tap guy. You and the other starting receivers are. What is that like for you to sort like? Is there an inner battle sort of to not want to come out of the game, even though knowing you kind of need the breather? And you know, do you try to tap, I guess, as little as possible?
Can you repeat that first question you asked again? Sorry.
James mentioned that you guys are tap guys, the starting receivers. Is there like an inner battle for you and like deciding if you actually want to tap out of the game because you want to be out there so much, or is it something where you kind of know yourself well enough?
I mean, you know, at the end of the day, you know, when it comes to that, I feel like for me, like I believe in the guys that are behind me, you know, as far as, you know, second, third string, you know, they can come in and make plays just like I can. So, I mean, at the end of the day, if I had to come out the game, you know, I believe in those guys. But yeah, I mean, I feel like if I can go, you know, I'm gonna go, and you know, but you know, it's never to the point where, you know, I have to stay in the game because, you know, I have faith in my teammates. So.
Tyler Donahue.
You joined the receiver room, I guess, within a few days or on the same day as Amari Evans. So I'm wondering what you've seen from him as a true freshman to put himself in a spot to play significant reps early in his career.
I mean, Amari, you know, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but like he didn't really play a lot of receiver in high school. So, you know, I think he played a lot of quarterback. So, you know, just his growth from the spring, you know, to the summer, you know, has been tremendous. And I feel like, you know, he's got all the talent in the world, you know, all the speed in the world to do what he wants to do. You know, at the end of the day, you know, it's just about honing in on those, you know, small details and, you know, just keep getting better every day.
Joe Smeltzer.
Hi, Mitch. Kind of talk about the relationship that you and Parker have built up.
Oh yeah, me and Parker. I mean, I say that's like my best friend. You know what I mean? Obviously, coming into this situation, you look to create friendship and that type of thing. But I feel like this is definitely something, a relationship that we've created that even after football, after Penn State, we'll definitely be still connected. It's just that he's just a great guy to be around. We're always hanging out. Either playing video games at the field, getting extra catches in. Just I feel like he's a grinder just like I am. So we ended up meshing really well.
Daniel Gallen.
Hey, Mitch, we saw Jaden Dotton pretty early on Saturday, and he's someone who hasn't played in a lot of games during his time at Penn State. How would you, I guess, scout him as a receiver, and what have you seen behind the scenes from him during practice, during camp, and into this year?
I would say J Dot. I mean, for the most part, I mean, I feel like he can do everything that you ask him to do. Right now, he's in the slot, but he can go play on the outside as well. He runs great routes, gets in and out of his breaks well. Catching the ball is real smooth. I feel like he's like a real technician out there. So I feel like when his name's called, he'll be ready also.
Donnie Collins.
Mitch, how many questions when you were a young receiver did you ask the veteran guys who were around you? What kind of questions were they, and who were some of the guys that you were most comfortable going to, even dating back to your days in JUCO?
Oh man, I mean, I feel like it was a daily process, a daily thing. I knew for me, I always asked questions about things I was weak at that they might have been strong at. So like a guy like Jalen Irwin, he ended up going to UCLA out of Hutchinson Community College, the JUCO I was at. But I feel like he was really good at his releases and getting in and out of his breaks, and those are things I was trying to get better at. So like I really watched and studied him every single day, and for sure. I mean, I feel like him and his leadership, and the way I see him work every single day, helped me. So.
New Bias Wilborn.
Sorry about that. One more thing for me, just and by the way, thanks for Chelsea for hooking me up as well. When you look at this secondary with Auburn, what have you noticed in your study with those guys particularly?
I feel like overall, they're great athletes, for sure. Long arms, but at the end of the day, playing the receiver position is kind of a reaction type thing. It's only so much things you can really study. You might be able to see like, okay, what hand is he like, pressing with, like, punching with or whatever, little things like that. But at the end of the day, anybody can switch up their technique, you know what I mean? Or, make stuff look different. So it's kind of a reactionary type thing. So, at the end of the day, it's all about us honing in on, the details and, executing the things we know how to do. So I feel like that's what's going to, help us in this next game.
Alvaro, do you want to try again, see if your audio's working?
Yes. It's okay.
Yep, we gotcha.
Yeah. Sorry for before. Well, hi Mitchell. Thank you for your time. Well, my question is, how has your experience at Hutchinson Community College helped you at Western Kentucky and now at Penn State? And how do you think you can implement this experience against Auburn?
Okay, so I mean, I feel like, starting off, I walked on to my junior college out of high school. I didn't have any offers out of high school, so the hunger and the fact that I knew that I could eventually play at this level, you know what I mean? Obviously it's been a journey, but at the end of the day, I feel like what helped me in my process from going to Hutch to Western Kentucky to even coming here is it's a day-to-day thing. You can't make the journey too daunting. At the end of the day, you gotta just be present and get better each and every single day, and you just focus on the details. And I feel like that's what's going to help me, and the team, this coming Saturday against Auburn. You just can't look at the whole thing, the whole big picture. You can know where you want to go, but you need to be just focusing on what the task is at hand. So.
We'll do last question to Audrey.
Thank you. Mitch, Coach Stubblefield was telling us a lot of good things about you a couple weeks ago, but especially in the meeting room, he said that you're a professional, that it's pretty obvious, like the way you conduct yourself in the meeting room, that this means a lot to you. So what are you like in there? I mean, are you a front row guy, or are you a meticulous note taker? What's that like? And have you maybe had to hone in and change that process over time too?
I would say this is something I kind of, as far as, you know, my note taking and paying attention to details, I've kind of learned just over the years, you know, through college. But I feel like for me, you know, yeah, I do sit in the front row in our receiver room, and you know, I try to just listen to anything I can that, you know, help me get better at the end of the day. You know, Coach Stubbs is filled with, you know, information. You know, he played in the Big Ten, he played at Purdue, you know, so he has a lot of, you know, great things and a lot of knowledge that, you know, I want to tap into. So at the end of the day, you know, you can never stop learning. So I feel like that's, you know, that's kind of what's helped me during this process.
All right. Thank you, Mitch. Thanks, everyone. Have a good rest of your day.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mitch.
Thanks, Mitch.
Thank you, Mitch.